Thank you. Good morning. I'm Eddie Wilde. I'm the Qualification Manager for Mathematics at OCR, which is part of Cambridge Assessment. And judging by the comments I've heard both this morning and yesterday, we are perceived as being part of the problem. I couldn't agree more. I do think that assessment drives what happens in many classrooms, and I think that is most unfortunate. We offer two suites of A-level qualifications, and we offer a number of GCSE mathematics qualifications, the latter of which are taken by 16-year-olds within England. The former are taken by 18-year-olds. One of the suites of qualifications we offer is actually the one which MEI write, so we work in conjunction with them, and we are more than happy to put forward the unit, the CAS unit from September 2013. We see it as necessary. We see it as absolutely essential. One of the speakers this morning suggested that there were two options for changing mathematics and how it's taught. And I think that's probably right. One of them is the incremental step, and that's the view that we're taking. The other is, in fact, to do things the Big Bang methodology. The problem with that in England is that all qualifications and all awarding bodies are regulated. We are required by a government agency to perform our duties in a specific way, to set out our assessments in a specific way, and if we do not do that, we cannot then offer those qualifications. So for GCSE qualification taken at 16, for instance, there is a requirement that all the assessment must be in written format. There is no alternative. Until a few years ago, we had a coursework element which was 20%. That has been removed. It is purely written examination. If you look at what happens in A-level at the moment, A-level qualifications consist of 6 units. 4 of those are mandatory in A-level mathematics. The content is pre-specified, and the way in which you can assess them is basically written paper. Now, within the MEI specification, there are actually units currently. Tom has just referred to one of them. The curve sketching is an optional question within one unit. The take-up of that question is actually very small in relation to the number of students taking that unit. Similarly, there are other units within that qualification which permit the use of a computer for specific purposes within the assessment. Again, entries for those units are relatively small compared with all the other optional units which students have access to. And we have to ask ourselves the question, why? If you're putting in place an assessment regime which permits the use of computers, why then are students opting not to engage with it? And I think that's an important question that we actually need to address. Thank you.
Thank you.